Hello folks, good time of the day to you, ladies and gents, brew.com here, and as usually Arne Pulse at the mic. Let's bring you some more standards, this time a bit less casual than the previous video, and just showing you, probably familiar for you, black-green aristocrats on the left, and my Abzan drain brew on the right. So that's me piloting it, because I don't want anybody trying it at home, because it's very dangerous deck. Let's put it this way. A bit of mismatch with the playmats, but some playmats are way more comfortable and cozy to touch and use. In particular, this Utrecht GP1 is one of the most pleasant playmats I ever had to use, even though I haven't gone there. Quick mulligan for me, just one lender. I think I mulliganed that hand. Yeah, it's a force. If it would have been a black mana, I maybe would have kept it. Seems alright hand for my opponent on the left with the black-green rights. So not surprised that he's gonna keep it. So yeah, down to 6. I think that's 6, and that's a very serviceable 6, plus I get to scry. I think it's some random 2-drop. I think it was something like a base color on top, which is perfectly fine. I really like the trappers in this deck. They speed you up so much compared to other company decks or other kind of aggressive decks. So yeah, here's what we see. I get to play Beast Caller, and then also get to play the Zulaport Cutthroat. So yeah guys, I would be making a updated deck tag for this Abzan list in the very near future, because I have a big tournament coming up this weekend, and I have a lot of thoughts to reflect upon. So he's turn to play, I believe that's just a Duskwatch Recruiter. I can attack with Beast Caller here for one, because he wouldn't block it, but instead I want to develop my board, and this is how I'm supposed to win this matchup. So I'll play another Trapper first, and then play a Shaman of the Pack, draining him for 4. And with Cutthroat already in play, I have a ton of reach, even though I've been taking a bunch of damage of these caves and this Trapper, but it's not hard to gain that life back through Cutthroats and stuff like this, or healers, which I had my doubts about, but I think it's still fine. So he plays Rites here, and plays another, plays his own Cutthroat. I have quite a bit of mana, but mostly for just Elves, which is a bit limiting. Nevertheless, I can do things here. I take 1 and play a Liliana, I believe. I've recently added, I think, a Saccharnisa to the deck, because even after increasing the land count a little bit for this Abzan list, I still kinda like Nisa, at least for game 1s. Game 2s you can sometimes side it out, especially against other aggro decks. Against control it's okay, makes you capable of hitting the drops, and it kinda has a target on its head for removals. Yeah. He takes a lot of damage in, which is kinda strange. He falls down to 9. But he has Rites in play, so that's a big thing, and that would allow him to dump a lot of things into the board. He can't really attack though, and yeah, he would be able to deal with things. You see him dropping wilds, and I don't think wilds should be at all in his deck. Just play more basics, perhaps. 4 Quagmires is already a lot of tap lands. I don't think the straight black-green version needs even the uncommon tap land. You just want your 4 pain lands, 4 Quagmires, 4 Abbeys, and just the rest should be basics. Sifter coming in with a friend, but he can't use those bodies to play creatures this turn. He has another Sifter in there, which he can cast. So he's sacrificing the Scion, then tapping those 2 to play another Sifter, I believe. Yeah. Another hand, I can attack with most of my squad next turn, and he would be in quite a bit of trouble. I think my draw for the turn was a healer here. I think that was my draw that represents an extra ping. But he does have a cutthroat on his side, so things are not as simple as they should be. Because I have Liliana, I'm not afraid to actually attack with the squad. I'm not attacking with the base caller. I don't remember exactly why. Oh, that is a bit weird. Okay, I guess my draw for the turn was some green creature, and I didn't want to take an extra damage from anywhere. Well, I mean, I wanted to cast that green creature. I guess that's what I meant. Yeah, by attacking with both trappers, I think I made a mistake. Maybe I should have just attacked with the shaman plus cutthroat and 1 trapper, so that I can at least trade a trapper for a sifter. But this turn he only gets 1 trigger from Zulaport, basically. I get 3 triggers, and he also took some damage, and I flip Lily, and I can get back this cutthroat as well, and I get a zombie, so that's another buddy for me. Next turn, okay, Lily brings back cutthroat, then I use Beast Caller. Oh yeah, so to cast the Dwarden's Ally, so I get more buddies into play. So it's really dangerous for him to attack. So we now like figuring out like the life totals after the dust settles. I'm getting some life, he's losing some. To me, here it looks like we may have miscounted it a little bit, which could be vital. But my memory tells me that at that turn we actually tried to be very careful with all the calculations. Okay, he gets his own Lily there, but that might not be enough. That might not be enough. It is sort of dangerous that I don't have a husk in the deck as a sacrifice outlet or something like that, or even sifters. So that's a bit tricky sometimes. But on the other hand, that makes my deck a bit more consistent and not so reliant on any particular creature. Husk just doesn't have any good creature types. I think with the themes of the deck, I did my best building this weird brew. If you add husk in here in any numbers, then I think you might be better off transforming into one of the more common builds of Rites and Cocoa decks. So everybody except for my cutthroat's coming in. I think this turn I drew a healer. He's at 5, but he does have a cutthroat in there in the mix, and he's gonna probably gain some life with the Lily. So I'm not sure if I should have attacked at all this turn. Not sure if I should have attacked at all, because he has a lot of good blocks here. So he's tapping 3 guys and 1 mana more to cast another company. That's a proxy there. But that's a bit of a sad company, but I'm not sure if that even matters a lot. So he still gets some bodies out of it, 2 creatures out of it, which is fine. He gets to eat a lot of my guys. He gets to eat a couple of lives, but I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4 triggers of my own Zulaport, and he takes 2 from the from that elite. So he's essentially taking 6 and gaining 3 back. Something like that. Yeah, he's getting 3 back. So he was at 5 and then taking 6 is -1 and gaining 3 back. So I think he should be at 2 here, cause his Sifter trades with my Shaman, and then he gains a couple lives off of that Liliana. And then Lily flips, which is sort of annoying as well. Yeah, so we figured the life totals here in the end. And yeah, not sure I should have attacked like at all or with all the creatures, I don't know. Well, I would put him down to 1 because in the second main phase I'll play the Calastri healer, which was in my hand. And then I could technically just not block next turn. So plus on Lily he discards Abomination, which is a pretty good thing. He can get it back next turn with Lily, so cause Lily would be just on 3. Well, maximum on 5, but using another ability. My Lily is at 3, which is pretty dangerous, so he would probably want to kill her, unless he gets something crazy going on this turn. He does have a Duskwatch in there, so he can go fishing with that. He can just cash in Lily to bring in Sifter. That gives him at least 1 activation for the oh yeah, Allied was I think actually not blocked, so I should probably still have it on board. A lot of stuff going on in this matchup, in this game. I think a light wasn't actually blocked, so I think it should still be alive. Yeah, so that was dumb. We basically got lost in the translation. So much stuff. So he's just tapping 3 guys to fish with the Duskwatch. He gets a husk, plays the husk, plays the husk. and then checks up like what he can grab with Lily. He can cash her in for a couple bodies for Sifter, so that's available for him. That is true. Taps 1, taps 2, 2 mana in the pool. And that's another Duskwatch Recruiter. So if he would have had like another Cutthroat there, that would be pretty sick. He just passes the turn here. He can't really attack, and he cannot really block as well. Basically, there are a lot of life draws for me here. Quite a few outs. Even in this situation. But it's tough, man. Like, I managed to put him down to 1. I have a pretty big life total, but just a little bit not enough. Just a little bit. It wouldn't have hurt to see a few more lands and then a company or marsh or something like this. So decided to minus 2 Lily to keep her at 1 and then bring back Beastcaller, which is an ally, so it triggers healer. So he's forced to do something. Sacrifices a blister pod to Husk and gets the trigger, so he stays at 1. I should go down to 20. Then I'm just playing Archer, which represents another drain just from attacking, but I should only do that once. So yeah, I should be at 19 here because he sacrifices the Scion at the end to just cry, I think. Or he used the Recruiter. Not quite certain. Maybe he did. He's at 2. I don't know what I need at this point to actually get back into this game. Husk is a great card for this sort of mirror matches, in a way. And Duskwatch Recruiter is nice when the board gets stalled, etc. Yeah, his Lily was actually at 5, so he actually plus her last turn, I think. So now he gets to get back to Abomination, and then he gets to draw a bunch of times. So he's attacking with Husk, which can grow real big, so I probably should block it. Block it with the Archer? I don't know. The problem with blocking with the Beastcaller is that it will cut me off like green for creatures, which is bad. And with this kind of situation, 1 paying from Archer is not gonna matter, so blocking with it. Blocking with that, then he plays, I believe, another blister pod, which is fine. And that is fine. So he gets to scry, keeps it on top, which is really worrisome, that's for sure. I just don't seem to be able to close out this game. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty damn crazy. With that Husk, he can really stay back in the game for a lot of time. I get a second Cutthroat, I get a Drain trigger from healer off of it, but still kinda crazy. I can plus Lily here, but I would much rather have another body here because Lily has a great target on her head, so she's most likely not gonna survive, though. Maybe I should have just blasted her there. Cause he might be just too scared to attack at all, like period. So Lily would survive the next turn. So that could have been one of the misplays here, which have like eradicated all chances for me to win in this game. He stays at 2. He stays at 2. He has a lot of mid and play. But yeah, basically, I still like my version in these types of matchups because of the Shaman of the Pack. I can get really fast draws and fast wins, and then I'm not so dependent on drawing Husk or particular Cutthroat. I can just dump things on the board, and then I just have more stuff going on. I have less digging capabilities, so I'm probably not so well at grinding out games, but I'm probably much better at doing stuff after a sweeper because of the March from the Tomb that brings back a bunch of allies. So there is that. Unfortunately, this is the only game we've recorded that day that you'd get to see. It's a very interesting matchup. After sideboard, it becomes very interesting indeed, even much more interesting than game 1 because you get a lot of interaction, so you can do a bunch of crazy things. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. I'll finish up this matchup some other day, and I'm probably bringing you an updated deck tech video for this Abzan deck. So until later, goodbye folks.